This is the redstone wiring behind the combination lock. It's pretty big. Let me tell you a brief summary of how each part works. So right here, this is where the buttons are behind this wall. They come through each individual line, go around, and go through this first block, which I'll explain later real quick. And through here, this is a piston switch. So what happens is, the redstone wiring, when the piston is off, the redstone wiring will go through the first part of the switch. It'll come on and turn on this RS NOR latch that's sitting right here. When this RS NOR latch is turned on, or any of them on this layer are turned on, it will go up into this wiring along here, come around, turn around, and turn each one of these pistons on the first layer. Once the piston is on, instead of going into the RS NOR latch, it will then go down into the layer below it, which counts as the second digit. So each layer, effectively, is a digit in the combination lock. Now, the problem with this system is if you press the buttons too fast, you can get two RS NOR latches turned on, so you can have two digits, or two numbers in the same digit placement. Like you could have 2 and 3 as the first digit. So in order to help prevent this, this is a fallback system. Basically, the current will go through here. It will then, when the current is on, it will continuously go through here because it's an RS NOR latch. And if it's right, it'll continue on down this way. And it will also turn on this piston right here. So then what happens is, when the line continues along here, it'll go along into this line right here, come back around, and send the signal through each individual one of these, each individual line. And if the piston is off, then it will go through here and turn this piston on, thus switching it onto an incorrect path. If the piston is on, then the signal won't go through here, so this piston can't change. So the first one that it receives will effectively not cause itself to switch into the incorrect track just because it's there, but any ones that follow it will switch onto the incorrect track, which will then follow a single wire down and cause the layer that it's on to reset. This right here is the enter button. When you hit the enter button, a signal goes through here, turns each and every single one of these pistons on, which allows the current to go, any current that's on each layer to go through further on into the key. This right here is the keyhole. What this does is, based on what the current correct combination is, the pistons here will be on or off. If the piston is on, then we'll go through into the correct combination. If the piston is off, then any signal received will go through into the incorrect wiring. When the correct combination comes through, it'll go through each of these vertical lines and turn off each of these redstone torches simultaneously. It's timed correctly, so that they'll all turn off simultaneously, which then turns this torch on and goes down that way to act as the correct signal. If there are any incorrect signals, it will go down here and then go down towards the door with an incorrect signal, and then it will also go over here and force this piston to turn on, which shows that the signal is incorrect. So when it's off, or when it's on rather, the signal will try to go. The correct signal will try to go through here, but it won't. But it's timed just right. So if you do get some of the numbers right, or you somehow get all the numbers right, but you also get a wrong number in there, then the piston will still be on, so the signal doesn't go through. But if you get them all right, the piston will turn off, so the signal can go through. Now, over here is where the correct and incorrect signals go in. When there is a correct signal, it will come in, hit this RS NOR latch, and also circle around with the time so that it allows for a delay, which will turn the doors on, and then with a short delay, close the doors again. When it is incorrect, it come over, make a sound in these music boxes right over here just below the cameraman, and the signal will also come down here and add to this counter system, which basically works like the whenever you put in a number up above, The signal will go through this piston. If it's off, it'll turn on the RS NOR latch, and when the RS NOR latch gets turned on, the piston will turn on. And if the piston is already on, then we'll go down to the next level. So this acts as a 3-counter system, because there's 3 layers. And once it hits the 3rd counter, the signal will go around over into the lock room, or the combination room, and force the walls to close around you and the floor to fall out. Now, how the backspace functions is it's similar to how the input functions, where there's a piston, where if the piston's off, it'll go through onto this layer, and if it's on, then it'll go down to the next layer. Now, if the piston's off, it'll go through and go along this wiring all the way down on each RS NOR latch, and it'll turn a piston here. It'll turn it on, which will force the RS NOR latch to switch which side of the RS NOR latch is on. So it effectively cancels out any numbers that have been inputted into the system. The clear button basically does the same thing, except instead of doing each layer one by one, it'll do all the layers at the same time. Alright, now, when you reset the password, the lock will turn on each and every one of these pistons. What happens is when these pistons are on, it will divert the signal, so each corresponding wire from the regular lock system, when the combination is being changed, instead goes into this lock system. Now, this lock system is basically the same as the other one, except it doesn't have a keyhole, because this is the key. This is the keyhole, or rather. Whichever combination is inputted into this one, it will hold and stay as the correct combination for the other lock. So this lock system it's basically a comparing system. This system is the correct system, and the other one compares it to whatever this system has inputted on it, and if they're both correct, they're both the same, then it gives the correct combination, and if anything is wrong, then it says it's wrong, and it sends a signal down the incorrect line. Finally, this is the part of the system which shows you how many digits you have inputted into the lock. What happens is, when a number is inputted onto the first layer of the lock, it'll come around, all the way around, come through here, and turn on this piston right here. And then it'll also do it with the second layer, for the second number, the third layer for the third number, so on and so forth, all the way up until 10 digits, which is the maximum number of digits this combination lock can hold. Alright, so as you can see, that's how the lock basically works. This lock has 10-digit input and 10-number keypad. The keypad number length is determined by how wide the system is, how many RS NOR latches there are on a single level or layer. Each layer going downwards or upwards shows how many digits there can be inputted into the combination lock. Good day, Minecraftians. Today we're going to take a look at a piston-based dynamic order-sensitive 10-button keypad 10-digit input combination lock. Let's go. Oh, shit.